Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at SteepRock Stout. This is going to be a growler pour from Offshore Ale Company in Martha's Vineyard. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than I normally do. We're going to be doing a growler pour, and this is from a very small sort of bar restaurant on Martha's Vineyard. I had friends over last night, and one of them actually brought over, it's a family, they all brought over a growler fill from Offshore Ale Companies in Martha's Vineyard, and this is their SteepRock Stout. And it comes in at 4.6 ABV, so sort of a lower ABV for me, but I've had stuff from Offshore Brewing before. I've actually gone to the brew pub, I guess would be the best way to put it. It's a really nice little restaurant in Oak Bluffs in Martha's Vineyard, and if you get a chance, I would check it out for the food. I would also check it out for the beer. Now, normally I don't do growler pours. I do have a couple of the, growler works pressurized growlers, but for camera they're a little bit difficult, but I couldn't resist the opportunity to actually do a review of this particular stout. Now, it's still pressurized. We opened it last night, we had it, and I have to admit I have had it before. I'm using my trusty Guinness glass for this, and it is not the easiest beer to pour. Now, you'll notice some carbonation, very, very light head to this. And again, when I opened it, it hissed. There was still a lot of carbonation left in it. There still is, you can still hear it. Not a whole lot of legs on this, but some lacing on the glass. And this pours a jet black. This is a really, really interesting stout. Now, normally I try to pick stuff that I haven't had prior to actually doing the review. And I hadn't been to Martha's Vineyard since I think 2018, before the pandemic. So I haven't had this in a long time, and I was reminded last night of how much I liked it. So let's go through the nose and we'll try to pretend that this is the first time I'm drinking it. And this has a good sort of roasty aroma to it. It's very nice, very palatable. There's almost like a hint of coffee note there. There's also just a very nice sort of malty roasted stout aroma to the entire beer. And like I said, it's a little bit lower in the ABV than I'm normally used to, especially with the stouts that I normally drink. But yeah, it's predominantly coffee and roast, which I'm really excited about because this is the type of beer that I normally gravitate towards. Let's take a sip. And yeah, I took a sort of a big sip there. You have that back of the tongue sort of, bitterness that accompanies most stouts. It's not off-putting, it's actually quite enjoyable. Front of the tongue, you're getting a lot of coffee. You're getting a lot of that sort of roasted type of flavor to it. What's nice about this stout is it's very crisp. It's very refreshing. Excuse me, which is not something that I normally say about stouts. Stouts are normally slow sippers, a certain viscosity that, sort of clings to the mouth. This is a very easy drinking stout. And, as I'm drinking it, again, I'm sort of reminded of what a good brewery this particular spot is on Martha's Vineyard. And if you get a chance, I definitely recommend that you try this particular place, not only for the beer, because the beer is good, and in fact the beer is very good, but also for the food. If you're at, if you happen to be on Martha's Vineyard, particularly in Oak Bluffs, this is a good place to actually check out for really good food and really good beer. This beer is what I would consider sort of a beginner stout. It's not going to overwhelm you with you know, that sort of thick, almost syrupy viscosity. It's very easy to drink. It goes really well with burgers and wings and everything like that. So, I mean, I think they hit it out of the park with this as one of the more accessible stouts, excuse me, that I've ever had. Like I said, there's proof there's a good amount of carbonation there. And I'm a big fan of this particular stout. Now, I've only had, I think when I was there last, and like I said, it was years ago, they did have a brown ale that was also really, really solid. So, you know, as far as stouts go, this is one of the more accessible ones you're going to come across. A roasty, sort of coffee-ish type of stout, very easy to drink, very easy to enjoy, with an ABV that's low enough, again, it's 4.6, that you could have a couple of these with dinner and not be overwhelmed by the fact that you were having stouts for dinner. And I think they do make this year-round now, and I have to give a special shout-out and thank you to Luke and his family for bringing this up. I'm sorry, I'm used to saying up because I do a lot of Jersey beers, bringing this down from Massachusetts for me to actually have last night and for me to review on the channel. Now, I don't know what their distribution is like, but I will tell you this. If you get a chance, you should definitely check them out. If you happen to be on Martha's Vineyard and you see it, I would definitely go in. And I would try it. SteepRock Stout, again, by Offshore Ale Company on Martha's Vineyard, particularly in Oak Bluffs, Martha's Vineyard. And this is a really nice, accessible, roasty, crisp, enjoyable stout that, you know, honestly, I wish it wasn't a 7.5-hour ride and a ferry ride to get there, because this is the type of stuff that I would definitely get more of. Anyway, folks, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. In fact, I'm going to probably put this in one of those pressurized growlers so it keeps, because I am definitely not finishing this all in one evening. But I will finish this in one evening. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you've tried something else from Martha's Vineyard, if you tried something up from Massachusetts, love to hear about it. Favorite stout, throw it in the comments. Any comments would be appreciated. Any likes would be appreciated. If you like what you've seen on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Cheers, folks. I'll see you next time.